Hi, I'm Laura Bartow from Studio One Stampers, and I want to welcome you to my latest class. It's called Just Add Words. These are my favorite items here. So what I've done is I've given you the opportunity to make cards either in person or at home by just stamping words. Now, that is so simple because your kit arrives with everything you need except stamps and ink. So what I did is I chose this fantastic stamp set called Celebrating You. Now, this particular stamp set is available right now in our January to June catalog, and is going to be available all next year in our new catalog. That's how I know it's such a fantastic set, because it's available for a long time yet. So what I've done is I've gone through the catalog that's retiring right now and looked at all the last chance products. These are wonderful products, and tons of them are on sale. So what I've done is I've taken those great retiring products that actually are disappearing as we speak and gone and made these wonderful cards for you to see how to use these great products. Now, I'm going to do a tour for you and show you exactly the products that I use for each card, and hopefully show you the discounts that you can get on all this fantastic product. Well, let's do a tour and take a closer look at all of these cards. Well, I hope you had a chance to watch my last chance video. I went through and highlighted a bunch of products. Well, I have even more to show you today and how to use them for this class. I've created my top 10 favorite cards using the products that are just disappearing instantly. So this is the stamp set. Let's take a closer look at the Celebrating You stamp set. It's got 16 different greetings, absolutely adorable fonts in there, everything for holidays from Mother's Day to Easter to Father's Day, anniversaries, birthday, weddings, all kinds of things that you can use in the spring. So I have just absolutely loved this stamp set. It's going to be available for a whole nother year, so it's going to be part of your collection that you're absolutely going to love. So we know that there's no problem getting the stamp set, so you'll be able to do these cards either at my home or in person. Either way will work out really well. Well, let's talk about what's used in this adorable daisy card. So the first thing that we use is the Hand Pen Designer Series paper. All of our Designer Series paper and our Specially Designer Series paper is all being retired, and some of it at great discounts. So let me show you a few of the other products that I used to make this card. Now, one of the things you might not know is this is the large daisy punch, and when it was introduced, it sold 5 times more than any punch in previous history. So it's been a super popular punch, and it's going to be part of my collection for a long time to come. Now, this beautiful grape ribbon, this is an organdy ribbon. This is also 40% off, so that's a great time to get coordinating ribbon. These beautiful blue gems, look at how gorgeous they pick up the light. Isn't that just a beautiful look? There's 2 different colorations. Either one is wonderful, and so it just kind of picks up the color that's around it. Now, these dies, that's my cat. That's Nemo. She always wants to be part of what we're doing. These are the Tasteful Label dies, and I have to tell you, I have used these non-stop since they were introduced. I think they're just terrific. I guess my cat is really worried that they're not going to be kept in the line either, because we all are going to miss them. And then I just wanted to tell you, for this particular card for Just Add Words, I just used the one ink pad, Gorgeous Grape. That's not retiring, that's just the color that I used to stamp our Happy Mother's Day greeting. Now remember, when you're doing these cards, you choose the greeting. You choose which of the stamps you want to use. This would make a gorgeous birthday card. It would also make a great thinking of you card. So just think about how you want to stamp your greetings on which cards. Well, let's move to our next card. Well, here are 2 super stunning cards, and look at all the detail in them and how it all catches the light. What's so exciting about these 2 cards is they use this absolutely gorgeous Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper. Look at the detail in this paper. This is actually the paper that's featured on the very front of our catalog and has been super, super popular. It's a specialty designer series paper, and I just couldn't help but make a couple of cards with that. So let me show you what else I did. So to do this little greeting here, I used the Sailing Home die. I absolutely love this particular shape in here. I've used a lot of these dies for different things with my nautical themes. And behind that, I put the Everyday Label punch. This has been a go-to in my collection. And then, of course, the Sprig punch. I use that for all kinds of little foliage and things, and just think it's a fantastic punch to add a quick element to something. And I often use it in a foil paper just because it gives such a nice detail. And then, of course, our jade gold ribbon. This is a beautiful just jade gold and I guess brilliant color ribbon. I just love how that does, and I love how it frays at the end, so you can get even another look with that. So that's the one card, and also I used the Magenta Madness ink pad to stamp our greeting from the Celebrating You. Here's the other card that I wanted to show you, and this one is using a beautiful collection of dies. Let me just scoot these out of the way so you can get a better look at these dies. These are called the Dandy Wishes dies, and they are 50% off. So many great shapes in here. There's also, of course, a stamp set that matches it. We've used the Meadow embossing folders. Now, these are the embossing folders that are specifically designed to go in our mini die cut machine, but you can see how they work beautifully for doing just a small edge of something. And those are 40% or 50% off. Here is another go-to punch that I've used. This is our tailored tag punch. You can see how it just fits these greetings so beautifully here. And for this particular card, I went ahead and used shaded spruce for my greeting. Well, let's move on to our next cards. Well, here are the next two cards that I wanted to tell you about. Aren't they just so springy and happy? It's been so much fun to pull out this beautiful designer series paper that just reminds me of all the fun flowers and things that are happening in the spring. So this is the Sweet Symmetry designer series paper, and you can see it's got all these great patterns in here. We've used that for the base, and then up here I've pulled in again those Meadow embossing folders just to do this little detail on the top here. And of course the beautiful peony, that is using the peony dies. These are so fantastic. They're so easy to do because they just nest together and have all these slits already cut, so the flowers just come together. I had no idea that this was so simple to do. We've also got some beautiful ribbon here. This is the Flowers for Every Season pack, and it has 3 different ribbons, and it's got this beautiful little check ribbon. It's got a misty moonlight and silver ribbon and a white ribbon, and those are all 20% off. So all 3 ribbons are just $8, and I think there's 5 yards of each one in the package. For this particular card, I did do my sponging with Flirty Flamingo, or I should say my blending brush. That's what I did to get the detail on here. And then my greeting is stamped in Just Jade. And of course that is another one of our ink colors that's being retired right now. So let's move on to our next card, and this is a peachy card. It's so wonderful because it's got this gorgeous, gorgeous You're a Peach designer series paper, and look at the beautiful detail in this artistry for this paper. I just love it. What I've done is I've used a couple of different things. I've used the tag topper punch. This one is the fancy one, I think, to make this tag on here. I've also used this beautiful papaya and white ribbon to tie a beautiful little bow on here. That one is 40% off. And then here to do this cute little flower and leaf combination, I used the strawberry builder punch. And this punch was so hard to get a while ago, and it's been such a great thing because I use it for so much more than just strawberries. I love using it, the leaves and all the flower, the little flower in there. And then of course we've topped that off with the genial gem. That makes the center of our flower. And then here again we've used the I think this is the Tasteful Label punch, or Tasteful Label dies here. And I've stamped that with Calypso Coral, which is the corresponding color that goes with designer series paper. So have fun making these cards. Let's move on to our next one. Well, here are two bright, happy cards, and I think they look just absolutely fun and exciting to send and to make. This one's an anniversary card, but of course, wouldn't it be great as a birthday card too? I just think these cards are so versatile. Let me tell you a little bit about the Pattern Party paper. Now, this particular paper is only available as a host item, but what does that mean? That means that if you're your own party with a total of $150, or you and a friend, this paper is part of what you can get with your host rewards or your Stampin' Rewards, whatever you want to call them. The paper itself is a double package. There are 48 sheets and 24 patterns in there. It's a fantastic value. You can get it for just $18 with your host rewards, so just about free, which is fantastic. From this particular card, I use the Pierce Bloom dies. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous set of dies. Look at the detail in all of these pieces, and those all come from the dies. I especially love this, the way the greeting is framed out on this particular one. And what's even better is they're 50% off right now, so it couldn't be a better time to grab these absolutely delightful dies. I also used real red ink to stamp the greeting, and brought back in our genial gems, just for a little dot of sparkle and color in there. Now for our birthday card here that has the beautiful ice cream in it, I've used a couple of things that are wonderful. This is part of the Dottie Hearts embossing folders, and it's just got these really cute little delicate dotty pieces in it. There's another corresponding one that goes with it as well. We'll be using that on another card. And I used the elegant tag punch. Look at this arc that I've done to match the shape of the stamp. And so I've just used that upside down. Just another way to use this punch in a great, great way. And then of course our ice cream punch. I can't believe it's 50% off. What a great deal. And here I've just punched pieces of paper. So that's been a great way to get lots of fun ice cream flavors. I've used the Flirty Flamingo metallic ribbon. That's been such a great thing to kind of go with all of this. And for my greeting, I stamped that in Magenta Madness. And of course, this is another one of our retiring in colors. So let's go on to our last cards. Well, here's a couple of more great occasions that are probably going to come up for you this spring. This is a wonderful engagement or wedding card wishing you happily ever after. It is done with this beautiful, simply elegant designer series paper. This is a specialty paper, which is absolutely stunning. It's got all of these foil looks, copper and silver and gold, so all of those foils go together with that. And I love when you take a greeting and really make it special. And I've done that with the Ornate Frames dies. You can see how we've got one for the greeting and one for the outline that gives you this beautiful, beautiful filigree detail. I've used the Fine Art ribbon, which also has a gold fleck in it, to add a little bit more sparkle to that. And here, for this silver foil paper, I've brought back in the Dottie Hearts embossing folders. I used this one on the ice cream card, and here this one I've used just a little detail here to put those hearts in there. So that adds just a beautiful little detail to it that I think adds so much to the card. I've stamped the greeting in Cinnamon Cider, again one of our in colors that's retiring. So let's move on to another happy card. So here is a happy for you card, and this could be birthday or any celebration, anything that's going well that you want to celebrate. Now, what I've done to do the word happy is this beautiful playful alphabet die. There are a gazillion of the alphabets in here, and they each fit on their spot. Here we go, right here. They're sticky, and so you can see where they come from. These have not only the letters, but also the numbers and the numeral signs if you want to do a hashtag or a little flower or an equal sign. So you can do all kinds of creative things that you can write with it, and they're 20% off for just $27.20. So this is going to be a go-to for me whenever I want to personalize a card. You can see the shape that I've used here is from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I use these dies all the time. I love how they nest and layer together. You've got all these wonderful rectangles as well as these great shapes. I always love it when you can really take a greeting and add a different shape to it than just a simple strip of paper. The paper that I've used here is our pansy paper. Oh my goodness, this is just such a gorgeous, gorgeous collection of paper. All these flowers, all the spring colors, and just, I love it. And then, of course, I've used a little bit of our Bumblebee gingham ribbon, which is also 20% off. And to do our little bit of a greeting there, I grabbed one of my Stampin' Write markers. This one happens to be Blackberry Bliss, to just add a little bit for this greeting. It actually has more on the greeting, and this way I was able to put on just the words for you from the rest of the greeting. Now, you may not know this, but you can stamp with all of our Stampin' Write markers. They have to be water-based markers so you can wash them off, but any color that you have a marker for, you can use as a color for ink. It's a great way to extend your ink choices by having a great collection of markers. Well, let's move on to our very last card. I just love a stunning masculine card. I think this one is so cool with the designer series paper in the background and just these cute little feather elements. Let me tell you about the paper. This is our In Good Taste paper. This is a fantastic paper. It's deeply discounted right now. You get 48 sheets, so and 24 patterns, so you get all these different great stone and wood and all these kind of great patterns, tiles that fit in here. So this is a fantastic deal. I've used the Tasteful Texture embossing folder on the background here of my Misty Moonlight piece, so that gives you a little bit more texture as well. For these wonderful feathers, I've used the Nature Thoughts dies. This is a particularly wonderful set of dies because it has all these elements that actually are independent of the stamp set, and you can just cut out feathers and little details. And I love this frame because it puts a dotted edge around the frame when it cuts it out. So a fantastic choice there. I've used the Misty Moonlight ink pad to do my stamping on here, and again, this is one of our ink colors that's retiring, and of course it goes with the paper. And then for my little detail, this is Misty Moonlight baker's twine that's been wrapped with white and silver, and that's all part of the Flowers for Every Season combo pack, and that's discounted 20% down to $8. So this is an amazing collection of things. So I hope that you enjoy all these cards. I hope you enjoy mixing and matching your different greetings to make the cards that are just perfect for you and your family and friends. And I highly recommend that you grab this Celebrating You stamp set. It will just be a go-to stamp set for you for a long time to come. Well, have fun with your Just Add Words projects.